Hi there, right, so we've got a bit of mobility for you today. So I have got a mop handle here, so grab yourself a brush or mop or whatever you've got there. Nice wide grip on that bar, and then we're going to try and come up and then behind, and you're coming down as much as you can. So we're trying to get as much mobility through our shoulders as we can. I see lots of people that have got very limited shoulder mobility, so good to incorporate this one into a morning routine just to really work on that shoulder mobility. Okay, so that's the first one there. I'm going to get rid of my trusted stick, and then we're going to take it into a cat-cow. So we're going to take it down onto all fours. We're going to make sure those knees are under the hips there, the wrists under your shoulders. And then the first part, we're going to look up to the sky and we're going to push that belly button down. And then we reverse that. So we're going to look down and we're going to arch that back, pulling that belly button up towards the ceiling. And then back down, looking up at the sky. Drop that belly button towards the floor this time. And then we're going to look down, arch that back, lifting it up as much as you can up to the sky. Okay, so that is your cat-cow move. The next one we're going to do is a downward dog into an upward dog. So feet just kind of past shoulders there. We're going to pop the hands down. The heels stay down on the floor for this first part. And then we're going to come down, popping those thighs down on the floor. Wrists, again, under the shoulders there. And we're extending that back up as much as we can. And then again, we come back up onto our feet, pop those heels down into your downward dog. And then again, we come down and extend through that back there. Good, so that is your downward dog to your upward dog. We're then going to take it into your 90-90 hip shift. So really working through your hip mobility with this one. So take the knees both at 90 degrees there. If you can, we're going to take the hands out in front, and then we're going to bring the knees up. Oops, my mat's moving. And coming over to the other side, popping those knees down. And then all the way back round. Good. Now that is super challenging. So I would think probably you're going to start off using your hands. So pop your hands down. We're trying to sit up as tall as we can with this one. Get your knees down on that mat, sitting up nice and tall and all the way forward. Okay, good. Staying up as much as you can with this one and back round. Good. If that's still too much, if you can get this position, and then even if you have to move your feet around to get over to that other position, get your knees down and sit up as much as you can. That's really going to work through those hips. And then just, the more you practice that, the more you're going to be able to increase that. And hopefully we'll get to that point where we can sit up and then we can swap them round. Okay, so that's your hip 90-90. Okay, and then we've got hamstring stretch into your hip flexor stretch. So we're going to take one leg out in front. So we're going to pop one knee down, one leg out in front. We're going to pop those hands down, and we're going to sit those hips back towards your heel on that back foot. That's going to give you a nice stretch right up this hamstring here. So sitting back as much as you can to get that deep stretch through the hamstring. And then we come up, take that foot forward a little bit, and then we're going to push those hips forward, getting that nice stretch through your hip flexor on that back leg. So make sure this front one's tracking over your foot, push those hips forward, get that nice stretch. And then we swap over, we're going to do the same on that other side. So take that leg out, sitting back towards this back heel here, getting that nice stretch through your hamstring. And then we come up, take that foot forward a little bit. Again, knee kind of in line with the foot there. We're pushing those hips forward, getting that nice stretch through your hip flexor here. Good, well done, well done. Good, and then the last one, we're going to take it into what we call a Cossack squat. So coming up onto your feet, and then we're going to sink down. So nice bend through this leg. This one's nice and straight, toes facing up to the ceiling, and then we're going to swap that over to the other side. So the hands stay down. Again, we're pushing those hips back, really working through the inside of these legs here. Then we're back over. That toe comes up towards the ceiling. Show you that one more time. over and back up. Good. So there's a little mobility routine. Great to do first thing in the morning. I go for a minute on in terms of the cat-cow, the downward dog, your 1990, your hip flexor, and that last one, I would go for 10 reps on each side, on the double-sided ones. Okay, you can do that a couple of times, you can do it one, you can build it up. Try and incorporate that into your routine every day and drop me a little comment, let me know how it goes. Take care, speak soon.